You're listening to the Talkbox sign. You're listening to the Talkbox. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah, you're listening to the Talkbox sign. You're listening to the Talkbox. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So I'm Devon Crutchfield hosting today. I think we got a good conversation we're going to have. Glad that my mom stepped out so that we can actually have, an honest, forthcoming conversation. And this is Sean Jones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sean Jones, and then also Ren with us on the panel today. And what I was thinking, one thing that I think will be unique and great about this conversation is I think we've probably had some similar circumstances where we've kind of reformed some of our ways in this area over the years. And then, but currently right now, we're in different stages of, in different situations as far as our relationships go. And so I've been married for 10 years. I know, Sean, you've been married for 16 years. Ren's the single participant on the show today. And I think we can all kind of bring some unique perspectives here. Mm-hmm. And so what I'd like to do, because I know really there are two main objectives primarily for me. One is from a man's point of view, when we're trying not to cheat, how can we go about doing that? I know women watching the show, they're going to want to know from their point of view, what are the signs that I need to be looking out for, and what do I need to do to the extent that I can to keep my man from straying, to the extent that that's possible. And then, so those are the two main objectives. But first, before we get to those, just kind of high level, why do y'all think men cheat in general? Just from a broad standpoint, what are your reasons?
Okay, all right. Ren, did you want to go first? I'll go first. Why do I think men cheat in general? Well, that's the question, all right, and that's a good question. Is it natural? Is it a natural thing for a man to want or have more than one woman? That's one question. There are a myriad of answers. You have. It's just so many different reasons, but one of them, I do want to say, the argument has come up, well, it's natural for a man to have more than one woman, or to do that. It's not natural for him to be monogamous. So that's one debate. Yeah. Others just, young, immature, a lot of times. Yeah. What you got, Ren?
Boredom. Boredom. Okay. Yeah, boredom. And then you always want something you can't have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Yeah, absolutely. I think part of that, to go back to what's natural, I think a lot of if we go into it and we don't make the commitment to be, if we didn't tell the woman we were going to be faithful, then I could totally see saying, hey, look, well, this is just what we do. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's like, I don't have any, because to me, it's not cheating if you didn't tell the person that you were going to be faithful. Okay. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so my question is, just trying to understand other people and other men, why do you go through because I think as men, we value honesty, and we're sitting here saying, till death do us part. And yet a lot of us are, like I was looking at a statistic this morning, we're our community, the most likely group to cheat, at 28%. I think white men are second at 20%. And so it's curious to me. I think boredom, like when I got married, I came into it knowing and feeling like, if I valued novelty, then this wasn't the thing for me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you have to have this certain expectation that this is it. This is the last person that you'll ever have. You know what I mean? Exactly. But yeah, I totally could see, a lot of boredom. I also think that if we're going to have any conversation about why men cheat when they are saying that they won't, I think you have to discuss different types of cheaters. I think there are some men who are serial cheaters. Relationship to relationship to relationship. Exactly. They're always going out. They're chasing. They're wanting something new. And then you have men who are really on the straight and narrow. They're really not looking over here. But you go to a workplace and you got somebody in your ear like this, and then you mix that with certain other factors at home, and then you got a problem. And so I think that their motivations for cheating are different, because I think with a serial cheater, those are people who are saying basically like, this is what I value and this is what I like, and I'm going to keep doing this no matter what. Whereas a person who's really honestly not trying to cheat, they slipped up, they trying to reform, they're trying to do better. And I think that really figuring out which one you're dealing with makes a big difference too.
What I'm thinking of is when you said slipped up, right? What makes you slip up? Because that's what I'm talking about. It's like, is it because, and I've talked to many guys and had many situations. Is it because of what they're not getting at home? You said boredom.
Yeah.
But see, yeah, I hear you said boredom. But is it that we're wanting the whips and chains, and because you won't hang from the ceiling, I'm bored. Well, I think that's a little
not that type of boredom, like like the thrill of before. First of all, what is cheating? We got to get that understood first. What is cheating?
Well, I think you said it when you say that you're going to be committed. That you say that you're going to be.
But I'm saying, is a phone conversation cheating? Is good morning text is cheating? Or is it just laying with someone? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is my work wife cheating?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is cheating?
Okay, when you say your work wife,
right?
Are you sleeping with your work wife?
Nah, we just, she might run to lunch and be like, well, what you want?
Exactly.
We just got that kind of relationship. We just like, what is cheating?
Because somebody might look at that and say, they always together, For instance, I will say, I do have a female friend, who is my sister, and we are tight, but I'm quite sure that people, onlookers, have looked at us, and saying, they probably, why do everybody always got to take it there? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
They probably doing this, and it's nothing like that, but is it because a man, because I know if some men feel this way, if you don't do it, somebody else will.
Right.
And I said, if you don't do it, somebody else will,
Now, what do you mean by that? Like,
what I mean by that is, pretty much what I said. There have been cases where I've talked to brothers who said, well, my wife wouldn't do this, wouldn't do that, and I like this. You know what I mean? And so the mentality is, well, if you don't, somebody else will do that.
Oh yeah, that's
true.
I mean,
if that's what what I mean.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But back to when you say, well, what is cheating? I feel like a whole lot of that is communication with your partner, and what you and your partner agree is what we're gonna say is cheating. Because for me, it's mainly physical. I know in my relationship, it's mainly physical. There's some people though, they'll start talking like, if you're texting somebody or you talking to them a lot, it's emotional cheating. I don't really know how, if I talk to my coworker, but we never have anything going on physical, how it's cheating. Right. But some people, and there's no romantic feelings involved, but I could see something like, if y'all are talking like y'all have some type of romantic thing, but y'all just aren't physical yet, I could see somebody saying that's cheating, just because you really want to cut off situations like that before they do get physical. Mm-hmm. So something like, if y'all over there talking about, oh, I love you, baby, la, la, la. And for me, that's like a lead up to some physical.
Why would
usually.
That happen though? Why would a guy get to that point where he has that?
Listen, what I mean by boredom, like He not bored at home. I'm not saying that they love life or whatever is born. Okay. It's just the thrill of going for something new, just to see if you can do it. Like, just to see if you can have it.
And I started out by saying natural, you know, and men naturally, we're about that conquest. We're about that, you know, that's a natural thing, you know. So, are we saying that's just a natural thing? I don't know.
Nah, see, you choose it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know it's wrong when you're doing it.
Yeah, you know it's wrong. Because, see, that's the thing. Like, I could feel like, and that's from my perspective, that could be man or woman.
Right.
Yeah, getting somebody new is a fun experience. Like, I feel like that's inherently something that's enjoyable. Because everybody knows those first few, you know, that the thrill of the chase, that's an exciting time or whatever. But the thing of it is, like you said, I don't think people really need that. I think they know that that's wrong. And I don't think that...
just want to see if they still got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
It's just something that's like fun. You know what I mean? It's like having like a hobby that's fun. Whereas your actual needs, you're supposed to get those met at home. Like for me, like if my wife stopped doing stuff physical with me, that's an actual need of mine. Like that's gonna get met. Okay, right. So if you stop that, I'm gonna get that from somewhere else.
That's what I was saying.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so for me, in that perspective, there's a wrong way of doing it, which is not telling her, "Hey, you're not meeting my need," going out and cheating on her without giving her, you know, this opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Doing that without breaking up with her if you need to. Like if it's you know, she really just like, I'm never sleeping with you again. Okay, well, we can go ahead and get these papers signed. Mm-hmm. So there's a right way and a wrong way to respond to a partner that's not meeting your needs. But I do think when you out here chasing for the thrill, that's just extra and unnecessary. And, you know, all of us, I feel like, you know, and correct me if I'm wrong, but when we were younger, you know, especially... For me, I don't think it's right for you to take the first girl you meet and marry her. I feel like you don't know anything. And I think sometimes, you know, we're not as faithful during our real young years as we need to be. But you get to a certain point and all that should be gone. And you don't really need to have new people just in and out of your life all the time. I feel like we all kind of feel that way at this point.
Yeah, and that's one of the...
But some people never grow up.
Yeah, they don't, though. Yeah. That's crazy to me.
Now, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. And then, so we do have those cases where there are men who just have not matured, you know, and that would be why some men cheat, is because they just have not matured yet.
Yeah. Some people, their value system is so skewed. Like we were just saying, we all feel like that's something that could be exciting or whatever, but how can you value novelty more than your relationship at home?
Right.
You know, men, we have more money when we're married. We're happier. We tend to be happier when we're married. Yeah. We have more sex when we're married on average. So you over there daydreaming like if I was single, I could be swimming in it, when in reality, you're more likely to be fulfilled in that area when you're married and you're getting it at home. Right. So I feel like those guys, these people who never mature, it's like they never get in touch with reality.
But hold on. Come on. I feel like we putting a lot of blame on ourselves too, though. Like, some stuff be women fault too, though. Like, we can't just hold the whole monkey on our back. Like,
that's true.
Like, yeah, we do slip up, but sometimes you cheat because you unhappy too, though. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Like, this how I feel. I could be wrong. My female I'm dealing with, you can't tell me no. Well, I'm not gonna say you can't. That sound rapish, but you know what I'm saying, like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what you say. Like, what you mean you don't feel like it? What you mean you're not in the mood?
I know what
like,
you're saying.
Let's get in the mood then. Like, what do I need to do? Like, you tired, I'm tired too. But still, like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Something got to give.
I know what you mean.
What you mean you bleeding? You only bleed from one hole. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We got other ways.
You know what I'm saying?
We got other ways.
You know what?
That's real.
So, you know what? I think there's a misunderstanding with male and female interacting. You know, it almost seems like females expect us to think like females, I guess, understand, you know, and we may expect them to think like us. We're different.
Yeah.
we are physically different, physiologically different, you know, and so I do understand. I mean, we have that need. It's not just an urge.
Yeah, no, it's a need.
It is a literal need. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
And if that is not being fulfilled, you know, if the man is unhappy, if the man is not getting that intimacy, you know, that he was even once getting from that woman.
Exactly. Things change.
Things change, and people, and the girl has
even
changed.
if it's the same intimacy over and over, you gonna call out of work sooner or later. You know what I'm saying? Something got to be different. Like,
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's try something. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
But see, I think you're 100% dead right, because you're spot on. I feel like sometimes our needs aren't being met, and so the very first thing I would say is, even if our needs aren't being met, I wouldn't necessarily say that we want to cheat in response to that. Right. So I'm not absolving men of responsibility for, you need to make sure you're not cheating first. But at the same time, if they done told you 100 times, I got this need, and then you're not meeting that need, then it is going to cause issues. We can't pretend like you're not more likely to be unfaithful if your sexual needs aren't being met. Right. So I totally get what you're saying. There's shared responsibility there. Right. When you say totally. I don't like being told no. What you mean no? I had this thing when I was in high school where, and my mom will tell you, because she thought it was weird at the time, but that was a rule of mine. Like, I don't want a woman that tells me no in that area. You can tell me not now, but then, yeah, and give me an actual time. But as far as no indefinitely, because I don't want to be trapped in a situation where I don't know when I'm going to get it, when I have a strong desire. You know what I'm saying?
If I ain't getting it, somebody is.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
how I'm thinking.
That's what I said.
If you ain't calling me on your lunch break, you call somebody. You ain't just sit there and eat cheese this the whole time. You got on the phone with somebody.
Yeah. So I feel like, and that was something I wanted to discuss too. The basic standard before I think you can ever really talk about motivations for cheating, if you're thinking about this as a woman, is making sure that those needs that he has are met. And I would say there's two kind of standards that I would shoot for. One is the platinum standard in my mind, and that's a woman who, whenever you ask for it, she definitely is going to say yes at any point. She could be cooking, you come up behind and kiss on the neck, she ready.
Yeah.
One girl I dated, it could be late at night. It'd be 1 a.m. You kiss her a little bit on the neck, she sleep, she ready. Anytime.
Men like that.
And I love that.
Men like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
It was incredible. But what I would say is that's different too, because when you're young and you're a student and you ain't got no job and you don't have any kids, you might be able to get the platinum. Yeah. But once you're married and you got a couple kids and everybody is working, I'd settle for the gold standard. And for me, that's, can I get it every day or every other day? If I can get it every day or every other day, I'm good. Yeah. If I'm going, and mom will tell you, because honestly, she's the same way. You know, we have very candid conversations. 2 or 3 days without me getting what I need, and I'm upset, I'm cranky. It's like right. It's like when you're hungry, you get hangry or whatever. That's how I get when I
need that diamond package though. Like,
what is that?
Man, wake me up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Let me know that you treat me like a priority, not an option.
Yeah, definitely.
This brother talking. We're in the talking over here, man.
For real, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we don't want to be a chore to you because we don't want to be a burden on you. We don't want to be a burden because we love you. We care about you. So if you kind of acting like I'm
doing it because I got to.
Yeah, I don't want.
Because I ain't gonna tell you no, and I ain't even talking about just physically. Like, if you hungry, I'm gonna feed you. You see something you want, I'm gonna get it, or try my best to get it. Definitely. You got a problem, I'm gonna fix it. So it should be. It ain't no 50-50. Everything 100 and
Yeah. Everybody putting in work.
Physical. As far as something being physical, being intimate, that don't cost nothing. Like that should be. You know what I'm saying? That should be natural.
Yeah, definitely.
I like what you said when you said like wake me up in the morning. You know, a man wants to know that his girl desires him, wants him, shows him, that affection. Again, and I'm not just throwing out, there are so many out there that do and will. That makes it difficult for a man, if he's not getting that affection, if that woman only responds when you come to her, otherwise she doesn't, that would make a man be more susceptible.
Yeah, susceptible. That's the key right there.
More susceptible.
Doesn't mean he necessarily will. It definitely don't mean he should. But you want to roll those dice because that's what you're doing, really.
That's what you're doing, exactly. So I think that one of the reasons that men do cheat, boredom, he's not feeling appreciated, wanted, desired from his spouse or his girlfriend, but yet there are others that are all in his face.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It makes it challenging.
Right. And then we ain't finna keep doing these same 2-3 positions either. We ain't finna keep doing that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We gotta jump off the dresser every now and then. Yeah. So let's try something.
Right.
My man. I hear you. I feel you though. I feel what you're saying though. Well, I'm a little older than you guys are, so I don't really, jumping off the dressers and everything, but I feel you.
Tarzan.
I do feel you, spice it up, and especially that's important in a marriage, to keep the marriage together. Men are so easy. We really are. If our woman is providing our needs, physically, that sort of thing, and just kind of, we're good. We're pretty good. You taking care of me, I'm gonna take care of you.
Right.
And I believe that if a man, and I can't speak, but if a man is getting what he needs from one woman, right? I believe that keeps him in there, and keeps him from straying. I do know that there are guys that steal, but we talked about that, serial cheaters and guys.
But nobody want to lose their house for a hotel though. That ain't something nobody want to do.
Talk about it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
you saying it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. Because when I was thinking about the whole serial cheater versus men slipping up, that to me, there's no research, there's no evidence that I've seen to suggest that there's a big group of men or a significant percentage of men who just want to cheat over and over and over. They sit there, they look you in the eye and they tell you, I'm not going to cheat. Yeah. And yet, half or more of men actually want to be serial cheaters. I don't believe that.
I don't think so. I just think they unhappy. And I feel like you can love somebody and not like them. And they there because they love them, but really they don't like them though. Mm-hmm. So they just trying to go to where they like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in their heart, that's where they want to be, but they know that ain't where they need to be.
Yeah, I could see that because there's a lot of times where if you honestly ask the woman, well, why don't you want to, give it up, sleep with this man more than once every month, once every 2 months? They would say, well, I've got all this stuff on my plate and I'm juggling with these kids and I'm doing all this. And I feel like it's just me in here. I feel like he ain't helping or whatever. Like there's a lot of times you aren't getting your needs met and your partner ain't getting their needs met either. And really instead of you cheating or her cheating, what y'all really need to do is work on y'all's relationship.
Right.
Because like you were saying, the man does want to stay in it. He wants a solid relationship at home. Right. If he had the solid relationship, she'd be more willing to give him what he wanted, but he would also need to come in and give her what she wanted. Mm-hmm. And to me, I feel like so many relationships, if you can sit down every day and say like, I did something for 30 minutes or an hour today that I didn't want to do at all because you needed it. Right. And it was just for you. Right. And I'm going to need my 30 minutes too. Right. I'm going to need my hour too. Right. I feel like so many relationships would be stronger because like you said, they want to hang in there, but both their needs ain't being met.
At the same time, I don't want you to feel like you owe me nothing either though. I want you to do it because you want to do it.
Yeah.
At the same time, I get what you're saying, but it go both ways. Like, even if you doing it because it should be, I did this for you for 30 minutes today, So that's 30 minutes. You don't got to do it. So let's use these 30 minutes doing this. Not I'm going to do it because you gave me 30 minutes of your time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah. Yeah, because to me, you can never have a solid relationship if y'all sitting there bean counting about what everybody does. All I'm saying is the reason why I say that is so you have a measurable objective for your own selves. So you can say, I went out of my way to make sure that I'm working for this person so that you don't forget. Because I feel like a lot of times as men, like for me, I'm so focused on making money that I forget that this person has these other needs that aren't money. And if I'm good with the money, I make that naturally, and I don't even have to put that on my to-do list or whatever.
I got a game for you though.
You know what I mean?
Try this with your partner. It might not work for everybody, but just try it. Start your, I'm gonna say a $10 jar. All right, that's what you do. You take a jar or a box, anything, tape it the way you can't get in it, and we all set a time limit or just something, and she can put $10 in the jar for a sexual favor. I'm gonna say for 20 minutes. You put $10 in the jar for a sexual favor for 10 minutes, but you can't. Nobody can deny anybody. And at the end of the year, use that for your Christmas shopping. You know what I'm saying? You'll be surprised how much money you put in the jar.
So you say, hold up. How does it work again? You putting money in the jar every time what? When you put money?
Like, all right, let's say it's a Wednesday. Y'all got work, kids got school. But you just might need that right now, you know what I'm saying? It might be 2 a.m, but y'all already done communicated about this jar. Like, hey, Stink, I just put my 10 in the jar, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can't. We might only set the time limit for 20 minutes, 15 minutes, but you owe me that because I paid for that. And that's how we Christmas, and this is our Christmas money.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
That's kind of fun. I like
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That jar be stuffed, man.
That's kind of fun right there. We have a nice Christmas gift coming
You know what I'm saying? That's just not being boring though. Now it's just something fun. You know what I'm saying? Like,
spice it up.
Now it ain't no
So we have to remember to keep
it's
the
Tuesday.
spice.
Remember we gotta have sex Tuesday at 8. You know what I'm saying? Now this is like a job.
No. See, that's
I feel you.
Yeah, to me, the whole schedule thing, don't do that. Don't have a schedule. To me, that's the easiest way to make it feel like a chore, like you just doing this as a chore, and I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't like
Men
no
don't
kind
want
of,
that.
Yeah,
We don't like that.
don't do no, because we got to feel like it's different for us, because we honestly, it makes a difference for us whether or not you acting like you want it versus acting like it's a job. It makes a huge difference.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah, because like if my wife says, I really want you to cook me a meal, and that's important to me, she don't really care. To her enjoyment of the meal is not related to, did I cook that meal as if it was a chore, or did I cook that meal as if I enjoyed it? She ain't thinking about none of that. But when she's doing something for me, I'm definitely, if she's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And that diminishes it for me. And so it's a different thing, I think, for us, in that it's a weird type of need, because you honestly have to at least act like you like doing it. And I feel like they don't really understand that, you know what I mean? So I could totally see if I put that money in that jar, you know, and particularly if it was 2 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, they might do it, but I don't know if I do it again the next day, because you know it's got to be a certain willingness about it. You know what I'm saying?
And I agree with that. Definitely, if they're doing it, feeling, you know, out of, okay, this, I'm obliged to do this. I'm married. We're supposed to do this. I don't want to turn you down. That's that, and that could lead to a man looking elsewhere, because you know, there's so much coming at you all the time. You know, yeah, it's out there.
Yeah. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about in general is how we can keep ourselves from cheating. And one way that I've chosen to do that, because I feel like if a man says that he would never cheat, for the average man, that's just not true. It's not realistic. If you're going to say that no matter what, I would never do X, Y, and Z, I feel like there's a set of circumstances where most men would. And to avoid that, I've done certain things. I live my life a certain type of way to avoid temptation, basically. A lot of that has to do with transparency. And for me, like, for example, my wife can look through my phone at any time You know, she knows all of my passwords, all of my email accounts. She knows everything. She can look at anything. GPS in my phone, wherever I am, you know exactly where I am. Some people talk about that's an invasion of privacy.
That's how I feel.
And I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to get your perspective on that. Help me to understand why you feel that would be an invasion of privacy and what makes you balk at the idea.
Me personally, I've been incarcerated. So like, this man can be my cellmate for 10 years, but I never look in his mail. It's just not something I'm gonna do. Like, I done had parole officers, when they see me, they wanna go through my phone. Like, if we say we together, like, you should trust me enough where you ain't gotta do that. Now, if you call and ask me where I'm at, I'm gonna tell you, or who I'm with, I'm gonna tell you, but like, why is you going through my phone? What are you looking for? That's my real question. Like, I feel like you only trying to find something to justify what you doing. Well, I'm only doing this because I thought you was doing this, or because I know you doing this. Nah. But that's me though. Yeah. But you know, if it worked for you, it worked for you. You know, it's different strokes for different folks. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. So you feel like if she looks at your stuff, like let's say you're out. So first of all, two things, because you was talking about if they look through your phone. What about the GPS thing? Do you feel an issue with that?
I'm cool with that because it might be an emergency. Anything can happen. And then I'm not even saying I don't like for you to go through my phone, but I ain't tripping off you having my password. I might be in the shower and need you to call somebody for me. So I ain't tripping off that, but just why you waiting till I'm falling asleep to grab my phone and go through? What is you like?
What if she did it when you was awake?
It's better, but I still don't. I don't feel like it's unnecessary. Yeah.
See, me and my wife had issues about this too, because I feel like she's like you in that, you know, some people just, they want their privacy. Like, honestly, they really.
Because I'm not gonna go through your purse. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna open your purse unless I'm putting something in it, or I'm not really going through your phone unless you're going through mine. Like, I ain't
looking for nothing.
Yeah, I ain't looking for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I see it, now that's a different thing. But first of all, I don't want to see it. What if you cheating? Just keep it on the low. Ain't that what the song said? Like,
this is what the
don't
song
let me
said.
find out.
Interesting. Okay. That's an interesting perspective. So you just rather just, as long as you don't know about it, you cool with it?
I ain't cool with it. I got an issue with it, but I can never be hurt if I don't know it.
Okay. Now hold on. I got a question about that. So let's say your person is watching this right now, and she's like, he says that if he doesn't find out about it, how can he have a problem with it? Does that give them kind of a pass as long as they can do it without you knowing from their perspective?
Because what you doing it for anyways? This how I feel. What am I not doing that you looking for in somebody else?
You want to talk about it. You want to.
What's my issue? Like, you know what I'm saying? It might be something I can fix, or it might not be something I can fix when you just need to end it. You know what I'm saying?
What if they're just doing it for the thrill? The same way a lot of men.
Well, then I'm going to get up with you when I get up with you, like he get up with you when he get up with you. If he ain't got to have no title, what I need a title for?
Well, she might want a title and she might want both.
Go have a title with somebody else and let me and him be the both.
Well, I guess all I'm saying is if your partner, because I've had this conversation in my head too, how can I have a problem with something that I don't know about?
Right.
And I think honestly, you can't really say that if you can't tell at all the difference when she's cheating versus not cheating, you can't really have a problem with it. But in real life, most of the time there are side effects and consequences, so that there is a difference.
I mean, what's done in the dark gonna come to light eventually.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually.
Right.
And we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Just,
right.
You know what I'm saying? But for right now, like, stink if you cheating on me. You doing a good job.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about it.
I don't just, you know what I'm saying? Stop though. But
I think communication is really key. Open communication with your partner. I mean, just any kind of good relationship, you got to have open dialogue, communication. You know, this is how I feel. I should be able to say to my partner, you know, look, I feel this way. I feel like, you know, you're not meeting this in me, and I need it, you know, and give her the opportunity to, either rise to the occasion. And if she doesn't, that doesn't give you in my opinion, it doesn't give you a right to go elsewhere. Now, when I was younger, I didn't think that way. I'm married for 16 years and everything, and my mind is just so different. When I got married, I had that mindset. What you said earlier, it was like, this is it. I knew the commitment that I was making, and had grown a lot. I told the story. Well, we're not even on that. I was going to tell about earlier what I said, but we're not even on that. But communication, open dialogue, you've got to have that to build a solid relationship. Otherwise, because why is it? Why do I have to keep something on the down low? Why is it even there? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
If she's cheating, then I want to know what it is. Like you said, what is it that's making you do that?
Right.
What is it that's making the man want to do that? I think the communication will help bring that out.
Yeah, I agree. I think the communication will definitely help bring it out. And I also think that for me, because see, I'm a CPA by trade, right? Okay. So I worked as an auditor. And for me, if I'm doing something wrong, just catch me. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather you just have the ability and the means to catch me. And I also want the means and the ability to catch you. And so for me, making sure that at any time, I could look through her phone if I wanted to. What really happens is when people are super secure, they know where you're at, they know what you're doing, and they ain't really up there every day or every night or even monthly looking through your stuff. So it's really not like it feels like an invasion of privacy. It's just that if you told me you was going to be home at this time, but then you came home at that time, then maybe or you're doing something weird or you're acting different, then I have the ability to look and see what's going on, and then not have to, basically I can be able to catch those types of situations. And that's both a way of you being able to identify if a person is doing something. It's also preventative because like it would be very hard for any woman to make a play for me, because if you try to hit me up on social media, my wife got all my accounts. If you email me, she's the one that checked my email. If you call me, she's the one that says, hey, so-and-so called you. She's got access to all my business money. So she knows and can see everything. So what I look like trying to do something, knowing it's 100% going to be caught, you know what I mean? Right. So it's also a preventative measure in that regard.
I see.
And so I understood she valued her privacy and everything, but the need to make sure that we were reducing the likelihood of one of us being unfaithful to me and thankfully to her, was a higher priority. Right. And so now she's cool with it. Again, we're not really worried about it, but we do maintain the ability.
Right.
And so
I think that's good.
I recommend
long as
that.
Give and take though. Yeah, long as you can do the same long as you can go through her stuff the same way she can go through your stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime, man. Because I'm an open book. Because wrong is wrong, and if I'm doing it, just catch me in it. Shoot, the sooner the better.
Let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Before marriage, right? And your other relationships, did you cheat?
Yeah. Definitely.
Why?
Definitely. I think for me, it was about, I didn't want to get married without a solid body of experience, frankly. That's one reason. That's one reason. So I didn't want to marry somebody, like the first person that I was in a serious relationship with, great partner and everything. But to me, that idea, you don't know what else is out there. And I didn't want to stick to somebody for the rest of my life without doing that. Then after that, some other situations where I cheated was more like we're in different towns. Like if you're in a long distance relationship, I feel like there's a high likelihood that both of y'all are cheating, in my opinion.
Nah, not even a relationship. Y'all friends.
Yeah, exactly. People have needs. They want to be around somebody. They want to hold on somebody, love on somebody. And if y'all ain't even in the same town, you ain't meeting their needs like that.
I agree. And the same when I look back on my past. I mean, I don't know. I guess I was just doing it because I could. You know what I mean? I was just...
Yeah. Just the situation, though. I feel like it'd be more of the situation. Just it just happened.
Yeah.
It ain't something you plan. Ain't something that you done led up to. You just at the right place, right time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Younger days, though.
Yeah. And, I mean, there's so many different reasons why we men cheat or think about it, you know, and are tempted. And I think not getting whatever we need from our partner is a factor. However, we need to communicate with our partner so they know.
Yeah, definitely.
You know.
Definitely. So one more thing here. Got about 5 minutes left. Wanted to ask real quick, what do you think women should do, like the number one thing a woman should do in order to try to keep her man from cheating or to at least identify it if he is? Do you think there's anything that women can do?
I think to keep him from cheating, listen, be spontaneous, try something new. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have to ask all the time. Feed him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real. That's the basics. And you know if somebody moving weird, though. If he cheating, you know he cheating.
Yeah.
Your friends done told you he cheating. You just don't want to believe him. You think they hating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I would agree. Like, go ahead. But go ahead, though.
Oh,
Sean.
just basically communication. You know, I just and I'm speaking from a married point of view. You know, I think that just keeping that communication, you know, between the two, and I think that just you know that can help. I believe that can help.
Definitely. And I would echo what both of y'all said. On one thing that I would add, though, is when, like you said, you can tell when the man is moving weird, you know he's cheating, you know something's not right about what he's doing. Don't ignore that. Like so many people, they got these red flags and then they go ahead and marry these people. Heaven forbid they have babies with these people when you knew they weren't reliable in the first place. If you're not married and in a stable situation, don't bring no kids in. And if the person is kind of, you can't really trust them or whatever, why are you in a relationship with that person? I mean, if they cheat, yeah, what are you doing? You know he's cheating all the time. How many times he got to cheat for you to just get up and walk out? Right. I mean, 10 times, 12 times? I just don't understand it.
And don't cheat on him. He won't cheat on you if you don't cheat on him.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's speak on that. Yeah, let's speak on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you brought that in a relationship. You know what I mean? So, and think about these kids too, because that stuff that you're doing, if you're a man and you're out here cheating, man, it's not, if you break up your family, it's not just you hurting yourself. It's also the damage that you're putting on your kids, man. And that affects them for the rest of their life. So please just, you know, treat each other with love and respect, man.
Can I add one more thing quickly as we're counting down here? Just want to say, and we got to remember that cheating is more than just that physical having sex with somebody else. I think it's more than that. You know what I mean? If she's giving her time, her energies elsewhere, and her, you know, not sexually, but the best parts of her, you know, I think a man kind of feel like you cheating on me because you're not giving it to me.
Anything you gotta hide from me or that you wouldn't do in front of me, you cheating.
You definitely. Okay. Hey, that's the definition right there. Okay. That's the definition right there, really. Yeah. You know what you're doing. If you're trying to hide it, you out of pocket. Mm-hmm. So. Well, I think that's a great conversation, y'all. And I appreciate y'all.
Man. Interesting, likewise.
Yeah, definitely. Some interesting insights, and I hope everybody was able to take away some nugget that'll help you in your daily life and your relationships.
Let's talk about it. Yeah, listening to the Talkbox Show. Yeah, listening to the Talkbox. Let's talk about it.